left arm. It was just a bit of a crack above the elbow, but he appears to be fine.
Well, I think that showed the experience of Conrad Holloway. You know, he had second and 20-odd yards to go for a first down, and rather than maybe force an interception deep, just trying to pick up the first down, he got some yardage back, and at least it sets up a field goal attempt by his kicker, and they're not forsaking any points in this case.
The field goal by Andrew Sisson from 26 yards is good. And the Argos go out in front of the Hamilton Ticats 11-6.
Well, we have a little break in the action. I'd like to welcome all our viewers across the United States that are joining us on the ESPN network. And I know one interested mother in Alabama is tuning in tonight, Bud Riley's mother, who's 86 today. And Bud would like to wish you a very happy birthday.
And so would we, Mrs. Riley. And I'll tell you, Bud has had a tremendous career here in Canada. Now the head coach of the Hamilton Ticats, and he'd like to see his Hamilton offense score major. They haven't picked up a touchdown tonight. There's 6 points coming off the toe of Bernie Ruoff. But with the exception of that very first Hamilton possession, the teams have scored points every time they've had the ball.
But you know, Pat, the shortcoming of the Ticat offense all year has been that inability to get in for the touchdowns and settling, of course, on many field goals so far this season by Bernie Ruoff. That last one, I'm sure he's practicing for a heavy win someday. He hit that line drive, but really I think that one of the key stories of the Ticats this year is their inability to score that big touchdown. They have to rely, of course, on Bernie Ruoff there.
St. Andrew Sessions' kickoff is taken on the dead run by Howard Fields. And was he slapped down? Steve Aykroyd and Freddie Nordgren, but there is a penalty flag on the play.
What a performer Steve Aykroyd's been for the Argonauts so far this year. You know, he just plays in a backup capacity, the 6th defensive back, and already this season he has 3 interceptions.
Illegal block, Hamilton, number 15.
Dave Purvis, number 15, with an illegal block. So that'll put the Ticats in a hole back at their 21-yard line. Conrad Holloway, what can you say, except he's had an outstanding season. He's completed 8 out of 9 tonight, including that great touchdown pass to Terry Greer.
What a difference a year makes.
Boy, that's for certain. Clements quickly fires to DiPietro, and he'll be very close to a first down as Zach Henderson grabbed him immediately, but the ball was right on the money by the Hamilton quarterback.
That play is something that they've strictly picked up from watching films of the Toronto Argonauts. I know that when that linebacker, the outside linebacker in this case, Tim Berryman moves outside, it leaves an opening for Rocky DiPietro, and an excellent call on first down.
You know, you were saying that the Ticats haven't been able to score touchdowns. One of the reasons is number 71 isn't there this year. My old partner, Lee Pedersen. First down, Hamilton, the ball at their 31. Clements throws, Baker makes the catch. And he gets very close to the 40-yard line. He'll be short of the first down, but he'll have a gain of very close to 8. Gabrielson and Rose were there to make the stop.
That pass play that Tom Clements just completed to Keith Baker was a direct result of what we talked about earlier in the first quarter about Baker going deep. He's running the quick out, and Tom Clements is able to complete that pass because Don Rose now is thinking deep, and he gave Baker all kinds of room.
Gain was 8 yards. It is 2nd and 2, Ticats. Ball just about at their 40-yard line. Give us to Bragignola. He has the first down and lots more as he gets over the 50 to about the 51-yard line. A gain of more than 10 yards for Mark Bragignola. Darrell Wilson, number 13, and Zach Henderson, the reverse, 31, make the tackle.
Well, the Ticat offensive line with number 63, Marv Alamang, the right tackle, they do a good job sealing the Toronto defensive line down inside, enabling Mark Bragginolo. I didn't realize now he's played 6 years in the CFL. Really, that's quite a long time.
Time flies. Clement throws. It is complete to Steve Kearns, the newcomer from the British Columbia Lions, who gets another Hamilton first down. This is a guy they were delighted to get. Bud Riley was telling me they couldn't believe that BC would free him up, but they have so many Canadians on that fine BC club that Kearns had to go.
Tommy Clements told me this week he was really pleasantly surprised when Kearns came in enjoying the team, but just how good a slot back he was. And also, he does an exceptional job on the special teams. That's another reason why Bud Riley likes him.
First down, Hamilton at the Toronto 45. Clemens puts it up for Johnson, and it's just beyond his outstretched hand. Let's go to Bill.
I've got James Ramey, a member of that tough front four. James, what I want to ask you about is what you're trying to do and what you hope to do to stop Conrad Holloway.
We've simplified our defense a bit, and what we're doing...
Have a look at the mic there, James.
What we're doing is we're not concentrating as much on little bitty reads that we were doing. What we're doing is just getting off, taking the guy where he's wanting to go, take his momentum that way and go the other way. And so far, it's working.
Are you going to do a lot of blitzing?
We're going to get to Connie. If that takes a blitz, it'll be a blitz. If it doesn't, then it won't. But we're going to try to get to him as much as possible.
Thanks, James.
Clemens fires. The pass is complete to Baker. He has another first down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line as Baker continues to work on Don Rhodes. 16 yards the gain. The 9th completion by Clemens tonight in 16 attempts.
Bob Abelovich on the sidelines has to be a little concerned. When Tom Clements gets rolling, it's tough to stop him, and it looks like the Ticat offense finally in the second quarter now has hit stride, and Clements is connecting on all his passes now.
Nobody would know it any better than Obi because, of course, he was with Tom Clements in Ottawa, and they both worked for George Brancato. First down, Hamilton, the ball at the Toronto 30-yard line. Clements fires. He was looking for Johnson. Heath tried to make a diving interception, but he could not come up with the ball. Ron Johnson, coming into this ball game, had 27 catches, 3 of them for touchdowns. He had a big, big game against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
Certainly right. He caught 3 touchdowns, if my memory serves me correct, in that ball game. This time, he and Tom Clements unable to hook up, but I think you have to credit some of that defense to John Pointer, who was coming on a blitz. He got in and Clements awfully quickly, and Clements didn't have the time to let the pass pattern develop.
10 minutes left to play in the first half. It's just flying by here. It is Toronto 11, Hamilton 6. Ticats with a 2nd and 10 from the Toronto 30. Touchdown, Rocky DiPietro. What a pass by Clements. Right on the money, and DiPietro hauls it in for his 2nd touchdown pass of the year.
Well, as you can see, there's a lot of people that have made the drive over from Hamilton tonight to Exhibition Stadium. They're on their feet. They're happy because Tom Clements is hooked up with number 23, Rocky DiPietro. One of the problems the Ticats have been having is scoring touchdowns. They have to get more production from DiPietro. They've got it tonight in the second quarter, a 29-yard touchdown.
The first major score for the Ticats, but it puts them into the lead. And Bernie Ruoff's point after is good, and so now Hamilton goes out in front of the Argos, 13-11 for the first time in this ball game.
And when we look to our Panasonic play of the game at the end of the game, we'll have to look possibly at the touchdown by Rocky DiPietro, putting the Ticats into the lead.
All right, it's Hamilton 13, Toronto 11. We'll be back in just a moment.
The season is right for professional football from Canada. The passing. The scoring. The all-out wide-open game. It's here for a 3rd straight year. The CFL, only on your Total Sports Network, ESPN.
Bernie Ruoff is set for the kickoff, and he drills it down. Let's see who it comes to. This is Cedric Minter, who starts from his 10. And Minter just takes it straight upfield to about the 33-yard line, so that's where the Toronto Argonauts will put it into play.
One of the toughest jobs for a linebacker is to cover that back one-on-one. We asked Ben Zambiese, how will you plan to defend Cedric Minter?
Well, cover Cedric Minter, I think you have to get a bump on him before he releases off the line of scrimmage. He's a very quick back. He's not extremely fast, except that he does have good moves and great balance. And you just got to tie up with him a little bit and rough him up a little bit before he gets off the line of scrimmage and hope for the best.
All right, let's see what happens. A good explanation by Ben, an outstanding linebacker for his entire career. The pass is complete to Newman. He takes quite a shot from Carm-Cartieri, but he hangs on to the ball, and he'll have a gain of, well, about 7 or 8 yards.
We've seen some great hits already in this first half of football, and Carm-Cartieri really puts a lick on Dave Newman, saying, glad you're back.
Well, as you mentioned, Dave, his first year in the CFL, he was the Rookie of the Year in the Eastern Conference. He was banged up most of last year and hurt most of this season.
Let me tell you, when I played with Hamilton, they always wanted to put the hits on Newman.
2nd and 3, Argos. Holloway's pass is complete to Pearson. He gets the first down, pulled down by Jeff Blanchard, but there is a flag on the play. Holding appeared to be the call against the Hamilton Ticats. Here's referee Ross Perry.
Holding Hamilton, number 16.
The holding call is against Howard Fields. So the Argos will have a first down just inside their 50-yard line. We've got 8 minutes, 40 seconds left to play in this half. It is Hamilton 13, Toronto 11.
Draganola, I think, is explaining to the coach why he's not able to get out in some of those pass patterns. You know, they've left the backs in for some extra blocking protection, and I think that's why you see Tom Clemens getting a little more time to throw.
Is complete to Pearson for another Toronto first down. The hit was made by Mike McIntyre, but Pearson, the leading receiver on this Toronto club, coming into this game with 34 catches, grabs another one for the double blue right now, and that is his 3rd reception of this ball game.
Paul Pearson just finds the open area and stays there. Takes a good hit from number 26, Mike McIntyre, the rookie from the University of New Brunswick, but there's no one better in the league than Paul Pearson at hanging on to that football in traffic.
First down Argos at the 41-yard line. They fake the draw to Cedric Minter. Fire to Bob Bronk, but a flag now comes down late. James Ramey had the screen perfectly covered, but we may have a roughing the passer call against Jeff Blanchard, number 75. This is the biggest and the noisiest crowd I've heard in Toronto.
Major foul, Hamilton, number 75, roughing the passer.
Well, that was the penalty against the newcomer from Rutgers University, Jeff Blanchard, the 6'2", 230-pound linebacker.
The Ticat defense has switched to a 3-man line, inserting number 75, Jeff Blanchard, as a linebacker. They put him in there because they feel they get a better pass rush with him. Unfortunately for Blanchard, that time he was a little late, and hence the roughing penalty.
What a night Conrad Holloway's having. 10 out of 11 for 172 yards so far. First down, Toronto. The ball at the Hamilton 26-yard line. Holloway throwing for Terry Greer, but Leroy Paul was with him. And I'm not sure that Greer necessarily was the intended receiver. It might have been Cedric Minter who was streaking downfield as well. Bill?
Rocky DiPietro is with me. Rocky, that was a sweet touchdown. Tell us how it was called. Stand up here, Rocky. Kent.
Well, initially it was supposed to be a pick. I was supposed to go and set a pick on the corner for Keith Baker, but they rolled up into a zone against us, so I just wheeled it, and Tommy was rolling out that way, so he just caught me at the last minute.
Passing game looking great.
Well, so far it looks good. Looks like it's going to be an offensive game, so we got to come up big a few more times.
Thank you, Rocky.
Thank you very much.
From the University of Ottawa, Rocky DiPietro. Second down and 10. Toronto at the Hamilton 26. Holloway's throw for Terry Greer. Touchdown. Is he any good? His second touchdown reception of the night. Good for 26 yards. Conrad Holloway, 11 of 12 in passing, throws another strike to Greer.
Leroy Paul and Terry Greer have been having a battle so far in this first half. Unquestionably, Terry Greer's winning that time, a 26-yard touchdown reception.
The point after by Andrew Session is good. The Argos are back out in front.
Well, we talked about it once again. We saw Terry Greer make a move and go by Leroy Paul earlier in the ball game. Again, the same thing. This time to the inside. It just shows the outstanding athletic ability of Terry Greer.
Toronto 18, Hamilton 13. We'll be back in just a moment. Rufus Crawford is number 21. Howard Field, 16. They await the kickoff from Zenon Andrusician as the Argos have gone back in front 18-13 with 6:55 left in the first half. Crawford allows the ball to go out of bounds. If you've just joined us, let me just tell you that with the exception of Hamilton's first possession, which was the first possession of this ball game, each team has scored every time they've had the ball. There have been 7 possessions since that time, and there have been points that have resulted from all of those possessions. Quite a ball game.
We call this game a shootout, and we certainly haven't been disappointed. Pat mentioned teams going just up and down the field. I'm really enjoying this. One of the better games we've had to do this year.
Well, it's one of the better games we've had to do in a long, long time in the Eastern Conference, I can assure you of that. Let me just correct Conrad Holloway's passing statistics. 11 of 13, 198 yards, 2 touchdowns. Toronto 18, Hamilton 13. 6:55 left in the first half. This will be Crawford from his 15-yard line. Great downfield tackle for the Toronto Argonauts by number 23, John Lowe, as he contains Crawford inside the Hamilton 30.
Well, we have a chance to see the offensive line coach of the Argonauts, Bob Paulsick, and what a great job he's done with that offensive line. They've really afforded Holloway the time to throw the football, not only this evening, but all season so far.
That entire coaching staff has done a remarkable job. Clemens comes out now, having completed 11 of 18 for 128 yards and 1 touchdown, as he starts from his own 28-yard line. The crowd hasn't let up from the opening kickoff. The draw to Rufus Crawford. And Crawford is over the 30 to about the 33. He'll have a gain of 5. Tim Berryman, number 41, the linebacker on that side, and Freddie Nordgren, number 49, make the tackle. It's only the 5th running play of the ball game. Rufus Crawford gets 5 as Clemens tries to keep that defensive charge of the Toronto Argonauts honest. He's got Ron Johnson at the top of the formation, Keith Baker at the bottom. He fakes the draw to Crawford, now sets up the screen for Bragignola. And Bragignola has a first down over the 40 to the 41. Zach Henderson slid in there from his free safety spot to make the tackle, 31.
Excellent execution by the Ticat offense. And watch number 54, Ross Francis, and number 59, Ed Fulton. Ross Francis just puts a tremendous block on number 72, Jeff Gabriel, giving Mark Braganola some running room. But the offensive line of Hamilton's doing an excellent job so far this evening.
First down, Ticats from their 40. Clemens throws, and is the pass complete? Yes, it is, for another first down to Keith Baker. And they rule he made the catch at the 52-yard line. Well, that was a great throw by Clemens. He kept the ball low, and an equally fine catch by Keith Baker because he had Don Rose all over him.
I can tell you from our vantage point, it looked like the ball was a one-hopper, but from our great isolation shot there, we can see that it definitely was a good catch by Keith Baker.
Clemens going for the marbles to Baker. It is picked off by Darrell Wilson. Wilson makes the interception at the 7-yard line.
Well, the first mistake of the ball game by Tom Clements. I think he was fooled by the Toronto Argonaut coverage. He was expecting man-to-man. They were back deep in his zone. No chance for Keith Baker to catch this football. The only one that could was Darrell Wilson, and he makes the interception.
With 4 minutes, 30 seconds left in the first half. Toronto 18, Hamilton 13. We'll be back in a moment.
It's like a great day. What are you going to do?
Play tennis. Get a new swing set.
Anyone want to Compare insurance policies? Wait. Allstate could make it worthwhile. And very easy. Just drop off your policies at Allstate the next time you're in Sears. And we're going to do everything to see if Allstate can give you a better value. Oh, got good news for you.
You do?
He does. Already?
See what Allstate can do for you. Put yourself in good hands.
It's going to be a great trip. Hi. Ooh, hey, hi. Hi.
No matter where people go, Conoco helps them get there. Our motor oils protect trucks over the long haul and farm equipment against the worst conditions.
Have a good trip.
A Conoco lubricant even protects the space shuttle. We use the same technology to make super and all-season motor oils for your car. Conoco, hottest brand going.
Tonight, an equally big one tomorrow when the Calgary Stampeders visit the Blue Bombers in Winnipeg. Who do you like in that one?
Well, I don't know. A tough defensive team, Calgary. Great offensive team, Winnipeg. It should be an excellent matchup.
From the 7-yard line, Holloway has some time. Flags come down. We'll probably get a holding penalty against the Argos. That's the preliminary call, holding against Toronto. You'll notice Coach Obilovich is a very calm and cool guy on the sidelines. He knows exactly what he wants. Here's the call.
Holding, Toronto, number 63. First down repeated.
John Malinowski, the right tackle, is called for holding, but I was saying about Obilovich, he's waited for this opportunity for years. Now that he has it, he really thinks he can do a job here, and he's done a job. They won 2 games last year already. They've won 5 and tied 1.
If they stop the season right now, we said it last week, he has to be the coach of the year so far. If they stop the season right now.
Let's not forget that Jack Goda's done quite a job with the Calgary Stampeders as well. Holloway throws. The catch is made by Pearson, and he goes down at about the 9-yard line. He took quite a bang from Gerald Best, number 14, but again, Pearson hung on to the ball.
Well, some great hitting on both sides of the football, but this is an extremely important series for the Ticats defense. They've fallen behind now by 5 points, and I think it's very important for them to come up tough now. If they're able to stop Toronto at this point, they'll get the ball in good field position.
With the ball at the 8.5-yard line, it's 2nd and 9. Argos, of course, had been marched back because of the holding penalty. Holloway swings it out to Minter, and he's forced out of bounds at the 15-yard line by Gerald Best. And the Argos will have to punt with 2 minutes and 59 seconds left in the first half. The score, Toronto 18, Hamilton 13. We'll be back in just a moment. Well, I don't know what the official attendance will be tonight, but it's got to be over 50,000 because the entire park is jammed. I mean, everywhere you went in Toronto this week, it was, can you get me tickets to the Argo game? Last year, no conversation around town. Today, this week, everybody's talking about the double blue.
Well, it's great to see the enthusiasm in Toronto, especially for the Argonauts. They played well, and they certainly deserve the support that they're getting now, and the fans are being treated to an excellent ball game, and the Argonauts have played very well at home this year, and a very entertaining product on the field to watch.
The Argos have not lost a home game in 1982 as Zenon Andrusishin prepares to punt on 3rd and 2. He stands at his goal line for only his 2nd punt of the ball game. This is a good one. David Shaw back at his 44-yard line. Shaw crosses midfield and gets to the Toronto 54. Good downfield tackle again by Steve Ackroyd. A 51-yard boot by Andrusishin. And that's a clutch kick, no question about that. A 12-yard return. So with 2 minutes and 34 seconds left to play in the first half, we'll go down to Bill Stevenson.
Terry Greer, the 2-touchdown man. Terry, what have you been doing out there that's been getting you into the clear?
Well, he's been playing a lot of bump and run. He haven't had any deep help, so I've just been taking it inside on him every time, it's been there. Congress find me. But one time he looped it over, and next time he just threw a line drive, so I got to give Congress a lot of the credit.
Do you think that you've got too much speed for the man trying to cover you?
Well, I'm not going to ever say that I got too much speed, because I don't. I can always use a little bit more.
All right. Thank you, Terry Greer.
Mark Bragnola carried the ball for the Ticats. He was hit right at the line of scrimmage by Leon Lescavage, so it'll be 2nd and 10. And I was a little bit surprised at the call by Tommy Clemens because with 2:28 left to play in this first half, I would have thought he'd have gone upstairs. He certainly will on this play if he gets the opportunity. Let's watch and see. Clemens throws over the head of Dave Purvis, number 15. And so the Ticats will be punting.
Well, I know Tom Clements is a little disappointed with that pass, but really Dave Purvis found the open seam, and Tom expected him to keep going. Dave really slowed up, and a rookie mistake. He paid the price, too, as Jeff Gabrielson came over and gave him a pretty good hit. You know, you can't relax just because the ball was overthrown.
So Bernie Ruoff will be punting as Cedric Minter and Jan Carinci drop back deep for the Argos. Ruoff angles it for the corner, but Carinci makes the catch at the 13. And the Toronto boy who went to the University of Maryland returns it over the 20 to the 23. And the Argos will have 1 minute and 58 seconds left in this first half to add to their 5-point lead.
Well, it's going to be a heck of a job to make our Carling O'Keefe game star choices, but I would have to think offensively at this point, Conridge Holloway, who's been 13 of 15 for 210 yards and 2 touchdowns already in this first half, would have to be considered as our offensive player.